he came in there and said CNN is completely biased to the left. They're lefties. They're completely against me. And my take on it was, in the beginning, he was wrong. CNN wasn't that way. I used to watch CNN all the time when I was at Fox. When I was getting ready for the Kelly File, I'd have on CNN and I'd watch a lot of their shows. And I like a lot of the anchors over there. But my view is, CNN became the thing Trump said they were and they weren't, and now they are. Now they're indistinguishable from MSNBC.
But you have to admit, it's very hard to cover a guy like Trump who does awful things.
Yeah.
Oh, you do agree?
No, I agree. Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, then you're going to look left wing.
No,
because you're saying you
totally
know what?
wrong. I totally disagree.
During a recent episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, Megyn Kelly went head-to-head with Maher, taking aim at several of his woke talking points in a sharp and unapologetic exchange. Kelly's pointed critiques not only dismantled many of Maher's arguments, but also seemed to turn parts of his usually sympathetic audience in her favor. Her forceful stance on issues like cancel culture and political correctness struck a chord with viewers, leaving Maher on the defensive in what became a rare moment of tension on his own show.
What do you mean by that? Where do you go with that?
I mean, you know it's true, right? Like, it just,
yeah.
The media is so messed up right now.
Yes.
It's disheartening to me. And I've felt this way for a long time. Not just since Trump. And I know, Trump's rhetoric is too strong, the enemy of people and all that. And I know why he says it. There are still amazing journalists out there doing great work. But the media is completely biased. And what's happened now, as I look
biased
at
politically?
Oh, 100%. Yes, they're biased.
You work for Fox News. I think there's another side to the story.
Of course, Bill, of course. But Fox News was born and did so well because it was the only voice offering the other side of the coin. The rest of the media was biased toward the left.
You know what the media is biased towards? Money. They're biased toward money and conflict because that's what sells. I don't think, like I was watching the Virginia rally this week. There was a gun rally. It was peaceful. And you could see how disappointed the media was that the Civil War didn't break out.
Right, of course.
That's what I think the media bias is, more than politics.
No, because look, I think there was a liberal slant in the media even before Trump got in there, but he went in there and now, like, take CNN. He came in there and said CNN is completely biased to the left. They're lefties. They're completely against me. And my take on it was, in the beginning, he was wrong. CNN wasn't that way. I used to watch CNN all the time when I was at Fox. When I was getting ready for the Kelly File, I'd have on CNN and I'd watch a lot of their shows. And I like a lot of the anchors over there. But my view is, CNN became the thing Trump said they were and they weren't, and now they are. Now they're indistinguishable from MSNBC.
But you have to admit, it's very hard to cover a guy like Trump who does awful things.
Yeah.
Oh, you do agree?
No, I agree. Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, then you're going to look left wing.
No,
because you're saying you know
totally
what?
wrong. I totally disagree with you.
This perspective underscores a broader criticism of media polarization, particularly in how major outlets like CNN have handled political coverage. Although Megyn Kelly has often criticized Donald Trump, her recent appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher highlighted how some media organizations have, in many ways, become what Trump once accused them of being: overly partisan and biased. Kelly's observation struck a chord with Maher's audience, earning noticeable applause. Over time, major networks have grown increasingly polarized, especially since Trump's rise to power. The argument is that these outlets discovered they could drive viewership and profits by exaggerating or distorting coverage of political figures, particularly Trump, to make him look worse while portraying leaders like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in a more favorable light. This approach has evolved into a profitable formula. At the core of this issue is audience capture, the idea that media outlets feel compelled to keep producing polarizing and sensationalized stories because that's what keeps ratings high and engagement strong. Once networks realized how effective this strategy was during the Trump years, they became trapped in a cycle of having to outdo themselves with ever more extreme narratives to maintain audience interest. When Megyn Kelly challenged Maher on this dynamic, the reaction in the room suggested that even Maher's own viewers are growing tired of today's hyperpolarized media landscape. While Kelly and Maher may not agree on every issue, her critique touched on a growing public fatigue with a media environment that thrives on division, and the consequences are becoming hard to ignore.
For 9 months straight, right? Saying outrageous things. It took everything in me to go out on the set night after night and not make it personal and not have a vendetta against him and not be overly harsh on him because of what he was doing to me and my family. But I did it. It's doable. You just have to remember, it's not about you.
Right.
It's about the audience and the truth.
So here, okay, and you know what? What's great is, I keep saying all year long, you can hate Trump, you can't hate the people who like him.
I've heard you say that.
We can disagree and still be friends. We have a lot in common. We were both shit-canned by major broadcast networks. I was shit-canned by ABC. You were shit-canned by NBC.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world that happens to you. And I tell you, when that happened to you, I was angry for you. Honestly, because this cancel culture, it's so funny. When they do polls, they find like 80 to 90% of the people in this country hate this shit.
Yep.
Even liberals hate this shit.
That's right.
This is one reason why Trump got elected. Because people hate political correctness so much that they'll even take it in the mouth of a werewolf like that when he's not politically correct.
Because he's a fighter, and they say this is the package that comes in.
Right. But when individual instances come up, everybody is so afraid to stand up. You even apologized for something that I didn't think was that awful. It's like, why can't you just say, okay, I was a little inartful about how I expressed that. My bad. I'm sorry. Move on with our lives. Instead of, no, you have to go away for all time. Well, who are these perfect people who have never made any mistake?
The idea that CNN shifted left only because Donald Trump was too hard to cover is, as Megyn Kelly put it during her appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher, little more than an excuse. According to Kelly, the real driver behind the shift is profit, specifically audience capture. Maher argued that Trump's polarizing behavior forced networks like CNN to adapt, but Kelly pushed back, saying the change was a deliberate business decision fueled by the pursuit of higher ratings and financial gain. She emphasized that the broader trend towards sensationalism and polarization in the media isn't about Trump himself. It's about viewership. Kelly, who has been openly critical of Trump in the past, challenged Maher's framing and suggested that CNN's direction wasn't a reaction to Trump, but rather a conscious strategic choice made by the network. This, she argued, reflects a larger industry problem. Outlets like CNN and MSNBC have repeatedly shaped their narratives to fit a particular agenda, often at the expense of truth and balance. What do you think about Kelly's remarks? Did she handle Maher's points effectively? And do you agree that this is more of a media issue than a Trump-specific one? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on future videos. Thanks for watching.